be live and hype. Commentary, I know you'll like. Steady chasing, wins with Mike. Let's go. Yeah. Steady chasing, wins with Mike.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever time you are listening to this or watching this, however you're doing it. I am Mike. This is my boy D-Rail. D-Rail, my boy. How's you doing? How's you living, my boy?
What's good, my boy? Live at 5, ready to get it going. Glad to be back on these airwaves and whatnot.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. We had some little technical difficulty, and I know we are late to the party, but no matter how we late to the party, how tardy, we still here and we still in here. Now, D-Rail, my boy, we got to play catch up. You know what done happened this past Sunday. You know the big game was here, Super Bowl 60. First of all, how did you enjoy your festivities? Let's get right down to it.
I really enjoyed myself, man. I watched it with my neighbors, the Levine. Shout out to them.
Yes, sir.
We had a good little time, man. They had 3 TVs set up, one in the driveway, one in the garage, and one in the house. So you had plenty of areas to choose from to be comfortable. Of course, to some, it was a slow-paced game, but to the average person who might not, a casual, they might have not really enjoyed the game, but I enjoyed it, man. I love football. This was like giving back to the old adage where defense wins championships. So we saw that for sure. But I had a good time, man. A lot of times you can make these games fun by having your own drinking games or getting on those pots, getting the number pots and making the game more interesting. So that's what pretty made me have a good time.
Yeah, man. I was chilling with the family, man. I was with my sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews, and my son, and my wife, man. And my wife, they cooked. Man, we just sat back and watched the game. It was a slow burner at first. It was definitely one of those. It wasn't as exciting as I would thought it would be, but that defense came to show on both halves. So yeah, it was pretty cool. One of these days, me and you gonna be at the game.
Oh yeah.
Somebody gonna pay. We gonna be at the game, and somebody gonna pay, and we gonna be there working and watching the game at the same time.
No doubt.
Let's thought and get that out there in the universe. But let's go and get right into the game. Man, listen, it started out very slow. Oh man, how many field goals I had to see? 1 field goal, 3 field goals. But once again, like we said on this show time and time again after that, we said that the Seahawks were going to win. Whoever come out there NFC Championship was going to be the winner, and they was going to be hosting the Lamar Trophy. Not Lamar, but they was going to host that. They was going to host that big. They was going to come through with some hardware, and it was right on. So now, without further ado, my brother, I would love to know, how did you feel about the game? What was your take on the game?
Well, it was interesting, man. I expected, as we stated, Seattle to take this victory. You had a second-year player in Drake May. I thought we would have got a little more offense out of the New England Patriots. However, Seattle showed you why they're battle-tested. They come out of one of the toughest divisions of football. And of course, with those teams in their division, they had to see them in the playoffs. So they played them 3 times and playing the LA Rams as well as San Francisco 49ers. So that's always tough in itself. So to go through a tough battle-tested season where you're playing all these NFC opponents and have a strong strength of knowing who you are and what your team's capable of. So that's what they had. And on the other hand, when you're dealing with a Patriots team, you're dealing with a team that, a lot of people make excuses for their schedule, but of course, an NFL team is an NFL team in most instances. But you can't turn a blind eye to the fact that they only played 3 playoff teams, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills, and of course, the team that squeaked in, the Carolina Panthers. So you gotta take that into consideration, the fact that they lost to Pittsburgh, split with Buffalo, and beat Carolina. So on pretty much they had a 2-2 season as far as playing playoff teams. So the rest of the team were just teams that are looking at the draft real closely for the next coming month or so. So, man, I think we got the game we expected with Seattle coming out on top. Kenny Walker did his thing running the ball. You didn't
Yeah.
see much of JSN. I think the one thing the Patriots did do was lock him up sort of bit, even though he had a possible concussion. But other than that, man, Sam Darnold did enough to win the game and lift that trophy up at the end of the game. So shout out to them boys in Seattle. I know they just had a wild parade, man. They still partying.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Great coaching all year round by Mike McDonald. You had good coach of the year over there in Vrabel, and I thought preparation probably wasn't as good as I thought it would be, especially with Josh McDaniels being the OC and being in his 10th Super Bowl. But nonetheless, Seattle showed you why they are who we thought they were. So they took that victory and made it very convincing that Drake May couldn't fool with them pretty much.
No, Drake couldn't do Drake couldn't do
Drake.
Drake couldn't do nothing. He I don't think he was ready for that onslaught of that defense, bro. That defense
Yeah,
was out of
yeah,
this world. They've been out of this world for the whole season, and he couldn't get a good read on them. I was watching the clip that Love, the guy that picked him off, was paying attention to his movement, and he had a second. Like whenever he'll get the ball, he'll have it, and then he'll look, and then that 1 second, that little hesitation, that's
yeah.
how he ended up getting intercepted. Because he did
Uh,
throw the first one, and Love almost caught it. He dropped
yeah,
the pass. Then the next go around in the next drive, he caught the interception. And then he also gave a shout out to Matthew Stafford. He said, "Man, Matthew Stafford wasn't like that." It goes
yeah,
to show you that he's a classic rookie, starting. Although he's been in the league for 2 years, it's just that
yeah.
you never been in that.
Too young.
Exactly, you never been into that kind of situation.
And,
That don't make him no bum. That don't make him
yeah,
trash. He was in the MVP race, but it's just you have to be very seasonal in order to don't have the perfect game where you're not turning that ball over and you getting those first downs. Because what people got to understand in this game of football is won by inches. If you keep moving that ball and it's first down after first down after first down after first down, once you get to the red zone, it's either you going to score a field goal or you going to score a touchdown. That's it. All you got to do, take care of that ball and keep moving the ball. Then on top of that, you weighing down the defense. Then you weighing down the clock as well. So if over the course of the game, and you keep doing your completions, somebody is going to buck and you can hit them for a big yard. That's what Sam Darnold did to them, and that's what Drake May should have had done to the Seahawks.
and Drake May basically the regular season, he was the man. But once you
Yep.
get into that playoff stretch, things turn out differently. I know they won each of the games they played. However,
Right.
Drake May just didn't have an outstanding game. Plus, to name the situations, they were kind of ideal. You went up against a Chargers team who were missing both of their offensive tackles for most of the year. Herbert didn't have the best of games. Then you have a Texans team that comes in with a strong defense, but couldn't do anything offensively. C.J. Stroud was in his head. He also didn't have Nico Collins, and his tight end Dalton Schultz went out. And then, of course, you go up against a Denver team who's basically started a journeyman as their backup quarterback since their main guy, Bo Nix, got kicked out. So they essentially had a little help, I guess you could say, with this run to the championship. But hey, you get to play who's in front of you. You can't make excuses at that point. Everybody's hurt, everybody's dealing with injuries. So they took advantage of what they could, even though that Seattle team showed you why they're battle tested and they were ready for this game. And man, they shut old Drake May down like a Arby's in Houston. They don't last long. They get closed shop down here in Houston. That's what they did.
Yeah, man, they basically proved the point on why they call themselves the dark side of that defense. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When the game was all over and said and done, and we all know, watching the Patriots, you normally familiarize yourself of seeing Tom Brady being that quarterback. And how ironic Tom Brady played the Seattle Seahawks with all that defense that they had, and he won. So I bring back to the present day just how great Tom Brady was. I don't, know he hasn't played in 2 years, and I know he's not with the Patriots, and I know. Okay, cool. But my point, what I'm trying to say is, this dark side defense, kind of in a way, is similar to the same of the Legion of Boom. Tom Brady beat them, and it came down to the wire. And yes, if they would have ran that ball in with beast mode, it would have probably been a different story. But Tom Brady had a drive before that,
Before that.
and bro, he is truly one of them goats that picked apart that defense. It didn't matter what you threw at him, he was always gonna figure it out. And I wasn't the best Tom Brady fan, but it's kind of like when the greats like him leave, you appreciate them more once they gone, and then you realize, like, damn, what he put on a show almost every Super Bowl he was there, almost. Not all the time, but when he was there, he got the job done. And you had no other way of appreciating that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've been spoiled the last 20 years or so, man. We've
Yes.
had big name teams always for the last, especially we've had Mahomes, the Eagles. We've had Tom Brady, like you said, for the last 20 years. We've had big names. We had the LA Rams with Stafford and
Yeah.
I think Odell was on that team, if I'm not mistaken. But you just
Yeah,
had
he
big
was.
names all around. But even when you're
Mhm.
going back to the Cowboys of the 90s, you had a Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders. Even when he was with San Fran, you had. But when you get to these games, sometimes this is basically the hard-working, hard-nosed team where there's not a lot of recognizable players. Kind of like when Seattle played Pittsburgh back in the day when
Yeah.
Pittsburgh got that championship before. So
Yep.
it's like, it wasn't really a highly rated game just because of the teams and the players involved. Everybody knew the Pittsburgh players. You didn't really know anybody with Seattle other than Hasselbeck back then,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
every
Last
now
year
and
Super
again.
Bowl, they had Saquon, Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts,
yeah, you got big names. You got
you had
revenge
Chris
factor,
Johnson. You had
you
all those
know.
big names. Yep.
Yeah,
And so
when there
this
wasn't a
time,
lot of storyline.
no, it wasn't. Only big storyline that they had was, of course, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has had not the most easiest road to this championship. They have gave up on him plenty of times. The league has gave up on him. They consider him as a washer, especially who came out of that class with him, and he
Right.
shined. He stepped up
Yeah,
to the plate.
because not one of them have even been in this game, you know what I'm saying, let alone won it.
Yep.
None of those guys have been in and have made it to the Super Bowl. So shout out to that boy for stepping up against adversity, trusting himself, building his confidence back up. I mean, because he could have easily been broken, man. He won 14 games with the Minnesota Vikings last year and had the first place in the conference. So to get in a situation where you're able to do it again, because he's on a list, man. He's on a highly rated list of 5 players, the only 5 quarterbacks to have 30+ wins in 2 seasons, including playoffs. It's him, it's Tom Brady, of course, it's Terry Bradshaw, it's Pat Mahomes, and then who was that 4th one, man? Terry Bradshaw, Mahomes, or Brett Favre. Brett Favre's the 5th. So, these are guys, all those names I just named are major guys, you know what I'm saying? They're unforgettable guys, so we're going to see in another year what Sam Darnold does. And if he takes this team to another season of where they're fighting for first place dominance in this conference again, and they can have a long playoff run, get to an NFC champ. They don't necessarily have to get the Super Bowl, but if he can get 2 wins or if they get a bye 1 win and get to that NFC championship again, I mean, we're talking about a player where we have to up the level of where we're speaking on him. We kind of still, I think the Super Bowl gains him a lot of respect, but I think ultimately if he wants to, and he probably don't even matter to him at this point, even be recognized with these other cats, that I just named him with. I think he's just a guy that brings his lunch kit in and works hard and does what he has to do and let the chips fall where they fall. Because, like you said, they had gave up on him anyway. So it's like, man, look at me now.
Yep.
after everybody turned their back, multiple teams, man, I took the hottest team of the season to the Super Bowl and won. So shout
Yeah.
out to that boy. The future
Yeah.
could be bright. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But he really don't have nothing to prove to nobody. He proved it all to himself.
Yeah, he don't have nothing else to prove. He may not be the most flashiest quarterback that put out the like outstanding numbers of a game, but he
But
is Mr. Fundamental in my eyes. And I'm
yeah, that's a
completely
good name.
convinced. And bro, that's a wonderful name. And as long as you
Yeah.
continue to keep doing what you're doing, fundamental, you're gonna win a lot of championships.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna be one of the greats. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do is take care of the football and just sound football. Both quarterbacks really are capable of doing both of the. They are not game changers as Cam Newton would say, but they are game managers, and that's why it showed. That's why the game started off like that. That's why it was so carefully and a chess move with each piece, and that's why it wasn't a highly contested, just like points heavy kind of game, because both quarterbacks and both coaches was doing their job into not putting the ball in the horn's way and just making plays. That's pretty much what it is. This was, like you said at the beginning of this, this was for football, real football fans. Y'all sit back, eat the pizza and your wings and your beer and your liquor and chill out, because this ain't one of them kind of games, man. And get ready for the Bad Bunny halftime show. So speaking about Bad Bunny, we're gonna touch on that, man. How did you like the halftime show?
Man, to be honest with you, I love a little Spanish music. Period. Let me rephrase that. If it got a good beat, man, and the words flowing together, I can groove. I ain't tripping, man. I didn't have a problem with him performing. I feel like a lot of people had a problem, but I think just speaking as a black man in this society, I think I heard a lot of complaints coming from our end, and it's crazy to me because we always preach inclusion and getting our opportunity, but when another group gets an opportunity, we want to kind of crap on them. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think it was awesome. So with all that the adversity going on in this country, man, politically, because that's the other side I don't even got to speak on. But how they was against him. But to me, it's crazy because that numbers came out today, and this is the most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history.
That's right.
They knew what they were doing. But this is a global game that they're trying to expand even more. I think they did great with this selection of him. He's supposed to be the hottest artist in the world at this point.
Wow.
He had a hell of a month. He was the host of Saturday Night Live.
He won
the
Grammys
for Album of the Year.
That's right.
And now he's hosted and performed in the Super Bowl halftime show. Man, he might as well play Mega Millions, man. Go ahead and pull that $1 billion out the sky. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Hispanic community, man. Because y'all got to realize, man, we're not always going to have the artists we wanted there. It's not always going to be Usher. It's not always going to be Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be Bruno Mars. They had Shakira, and that's why it's a lot of fake outrage because Shakira did songs in Spanish too. And nobody had a problem with seeing Shakira
and J-Lo, nobody had no problem with that.
Nobody had a problem. But when this young man, who's extremely talented, loved by his community, loved by his community, man, it's the same country, but loved across this world, man, shout out to that dude and all the stuff he had. I think it was very creative with the set design that they had and all the messaging he had within his performance, man. I think he did an excellent job. And man, when we go to the Mexican restaurant or wherever we go, man, we listen to their music. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no problems.
Man, exactly. And I love my brown community. I love my brown community, bro. That, man, listen, bro. At the end of the day, like I say, it's music is selective. It's very selective. Well, if you like it, you don't like it, whatever the case may have you. I don't even really think it's the music, to be honest with you. I think it's just the person that's singing. And I think it's just the time now and what's been going on lately with ICE and all of that. But this is what I don't understand, bro. What was the outrage? He is an American citizen. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. I don't get it. I don't. It's a part of America. You don't need no passport to go to Puerto Rico. You know?
Man, look here, man. Fake outrage, bro.
Fake outrage, bro. And I respect him for not doing it in English. I respect him for not doing it in English. I done heard the comments, which some of them was funny. I read one where they say, man, I love Bad Bunny's music, but I would like to dial one for English.
Straight up, man. Hey, look here.
But
At some point, you want to know.
he stood on business. He stood on what he believed in his culture. And at the end of the day, man, listen, the brown community is here. My brown brothers and sisters is here, bro. They here to stay. This is their country too. And
we ain't always understood Twister and Bone.
he said, man, what? We didn't understand Busy Bone, and I still don't. Thanks to Apple Music, now you can hit the lyrics, but I ain't understand Busy or Twister.
They're gonna be sad about it.
I ain't understand them neither. But at the end of the day, like I said, music is so selective, bro. If you like it, you don't, whatever the case may be. Once again, it's because it's him, and it's because at this time, this country is crazy enough, bro. It's 100,000 and years this country was founded or whatever the case may be. But this country really do got a lot of growing up to do. And that's not me hating America. I love America, and I love my city. I love my state. I love my black and brown people. I love my white. I love my white and yellow people. I love you all. I love all people. But it's still, bro, it's like this country got a lot of growing up to do, because I see the halftime show, and then the America Magna had their halftime show. They had Kid Rock on there. Who the hell wants to hear Kid Rock?
Nobody.
Nobody want to hear that. Nobody don't want to hear Kid Rock, man. What you doing? What? But this is the land of the free. But you just see how divided we are when certain things happen. Now everybody is calling for Jay-Z and wondering why Jay-Z hasn't put white artists on the stage. Bro.
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5, dog, look how long have y'all been just holding down the Super Bowl for so long. And the Super Bowl is such a touchy topic because everybody wants to get their share. Like, put some white people on there, or you put some more black people on there, or put some Puerto Rican people on there. Whatever the case may have you, bro. But honestly,
we've had Taylor Swift. I mean,
we had Taylor. No, Taylor haven't done it.
Did it?
No, you jelly roll on that now. This is not gonna go easy. But at the end of the day, I love the performance. I had no problems with it at all. He killed it. I just hate the chatter and the talk afterwards. They did that with Kendrick Lamar last year too, as well. It's been 2 years in a row where people has had so much negativity to say about it, and really what sports is about is bringing people together, bro.
It's never gonna be perfect, bro. The only time it probably is perfect when they pick Michael Jackson, because he's loved by everybody. And you know, Michael used to have white folks crying and passing out, so that's why I say can't none of these artists touch Mike, bro, because this brother had people overseas passing out. Let me know when you see a rapper got somebody passing out overseas. I'll wait.
I'm gonna have to stop. First of all, who I think, we're gonna get to that. Who I think that should be next, I'm not gonna lie, Chris Brown. Chris Brown should be in.
I would love it, but I don't see it happen. He don't even perform at the Grammys. You think the Super Bowl gonna welcome him to their stage?
But that's the Grammys though, bro.
But who you think the powers that be? This television.
God, they need to stop that, bro. That happened so long ago. They was 18, 19 years old. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Never will, brother. It's certain scenarios and stages that he's still not welcome to. You know, we all make mistakes, and I ain't saying it's right. That to me, that's how I look at it. And this is because next year it's gonna be on ESPN, so they like to tread lightly anyway. So don't see that happening, brother. So
Disney,
Disney, no
man.
So I love to see it though, bro. I love to see I'll be in there dancing in that living room, bro. Like, look here. He like, shoot, ain't no telling he gonna bring out as a guest.
Man, come on, bro. I didn't know it was gonna be on ESPN. That's another thing too. Last year it was on Tubi, which is Fox. This year it was on NBC, which is Peacock. Now they're gonna have it on ESPN, which that's gonna be on ABC. That's crazy,
Yeah.
man. That's crazy. Damn. Yeah, I don't think Chris gonna perform.
Well,
Chris Stapleton gonna perform.
yeah.
Not Chris.
They turn. It's they turn.
Damn, man. I would love to see Chris Brown. I would hope that would happen. I'm not the hugest Chris Brown but boy put on a performance, dog.
Oh yeah.
Not that. You can't. I went to the Kendrick Lamar concert in SZA. Oh my goodness. He put on a performance too as well. I heard Drake do a great job too, but Chris Brown is like long overdue. And I believe that all of the BS that happened back then, that should be all forgiven, but that's just my opinion. It is going to ESPN. D-Rail just laced my shoes up on that, so we just gonna see what's gonna happen. But back to what you were saying with ain't nobody messing with Michael Jackson in that Super Bowl performance. I beg to differ.
Oh no. I'm not talking about this performance. No. I'm talking about the most universal artist of all time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No sides could get mad. Nah. Not battling him against other people as far as his performance, but he's the most universal artist of all time because blacks, whites, Asians, Romanians, Ukrainians, Russians, they all love Mike. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had a glove on and they had you. Michael.
And the socks.
They passing out and picking up people and taking them out. You know. So that's what I'm saying. Ain't no artist ever had that kind of power. They be saying that Chris Brown and Beyonce can fool. Nah, they can't fool with MJ. MJ,
bro. They can't fool with him in popularity wise.
Yeah.
Across the globe, now they can't. Chris come as a strong two. Beyonce as a strong, really Beyonce is a strong two. I gotta keep it real. But Chris got his fan base. But I'm talking about halftime show. For me, this is my opinion. I believe Prince had a better halftime show than Michael Jackson. I live in down the cross on that one. I'm sorry. Gotta keep
Prince was cold, but I go
Prince
with
was
Mike.
cold.
Just the whole pop up out the sky. And that man stood there for 8 minutes.
8 minutes silent.
And everybody
silent. We didn't even have to say nothing. And that would have been, if he would have just popped off the stage.
He didn't show the glove. He didn't put
Nothing.
up on his socks or nothing.
Nothing. Just stood there. If he popped off the stage and just stayed there for the whole remaining of the show, people would be satisfied. That would have been the end of it. But I gotta give it to Prince, because when Prince performed Purple Rain, it actually rained in Miami.
That was great.
My boy, come on, dog. You can't. For me, hey, he did it right. When he did that Purple, it just started raining. It was like God was like listening, like, man, on hit that button. I'm right there, go ahead, there it go right there, let it rain. I feel you, dog. He was up there with Purple too. At the end of the day, man, these Super Bowl halftime performances are getting even more better. Now they starting to tell a story. Kendrick Lamar had his storytelling. I think The Weeknd did something as well too. And now, Bad Bunny as well. So we'll just see, man. I'm rooting for Chris Brown. I'm hoping Chris Brown come through and do it. All of that's old, that's under the bridge, but we shall see, man. We shall see. And in other news, man, bro, what's going on with basketball? Basketball been making some crazy ass trades around here. I ain't heard nothing about the Rockets. Womp, womp, womp. They winning right now.
Should have made a move. Need a point guard, man. I don't know what's on their mind, but I'm just shocked that once again James Harden is sold down across the river, not up or down. This boy done went to Cleveland on them boys. James Harden been on by 18 teams, bro. Like, had 8 with it.
James Harden making his money, boy. It you know what? It's crazy. It just amazes me how he's still valuable in the league. People still look at him as a value asset to the team. And him going to Cleveland.
They realize what happened in the playoffs, and they get to the playoffs. That boy get real nervous and shaky.
I ain't said that he's just gonna take you to the glow. He ain't gonna take you to the Holy Land.
Oh, no, not at all. He's gonna leave you at the gate.
He's gonna leave you at the gate.
Yeah.
But he at the gate, but it's up to you to get in.
There you go. Jack the Mundo.
The Mundo. It was a lot of trades that was going on. I honestly didn't pay attention to none of them because I was getting ready for this game for the Super Bowl. But man, I saw so many with think I'm just gonna throw some names out there. I know San Antonio had did something too as well. I saw, of course, with the Clippers, I saw them do something. The Bucks still got, oh boy, they still got, great to hold on to them.
They living on a hope and a prayer.
They living on a hope and a prayer. I think Milwaukee say they want the house. Yeah, we gonna get rid of him. We want some picks. We want the chips, and how much dip?
But they can try that, but man, ultimately it's gonna be where that boy wanna go. But I think they saying he basically, he's so humble that he won't speak up in that manner. But man, if you better get something instead of having nothing. And all I got to say, man, cause is that offseason, they gonna have some real tempting trades because teams gonna see where they really are. Because this season will be done ended, so they'll be willing to make more trades than they weren't willing to make at that point. And the longer you have him on your roster, kind of like, the more he dips into his contract. He actually got a lot of years. This is the first year of the extension he signed. I think he has 2 years left. But ultimately, he holds the power with the caliber of player he is, and he's already won them a championship. So they'll be at his mercy if he really gets tired. Because right now they in 12th place in the East, and that's not a real good showing. And he's injured, so that's definitely not a bright future for them. So I would say get something while you still can, because it just gets lower and lower in opportunities that are coming his way.
That's right. So we shall see. NBA season is All-Star weekend is about to come, and after the All-Star weekend, it's gonna be full straight down to the middle. We're gonna try to see who's gonna get into these playoffs. Boy, Rockets has been losing and winning and losing and winning and losing. They was out to a hot start, and it's like, damn. So it surprises me they ain't grabbed nobody, but they still a young team. They still out there balling. I ain't heard too many bad negative reviews about them, but still at the end of the day, the season really heats up around after the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? But I just want my Rockets to get it together, dog. We got to go to the Western Conference because all of this was for nothing. We need a point guard, like you say. We need somebody. Right now they beating the Clippers. They 39-50. So we'll just see how that's going to turn out and how that's going to end up being. But man, NFL season is over with, man. It's like it came, it saw, and then it's gone.
Fast, brother.
It went fast, bro. It went fast. And so now, this has been a weekend. Well, it haven't even made a week yet. So we got the free agency coming up. Then we got the draft. And then, we just got a little period where we just going to be waiting to see how they going to make these moves. I'm expecting us personally to find out who's going to be our quarterback at least after the draft. We're going to have to go through all that BS over again. But, I ain't been seeing no big money contracts being spent. I know Myles Garrett hate being at the Browns. I'm sorry, Myles. You done signed your money. You ain't got your money, big dog. You there now. You might as well go and retire. You ain't going nowhere. That money, that signed, sealed, delivered. You got to deal with
man.
So, hey, I'm sorry to tell you that, Myles. But George Pickens ain't got signed yet. I'm expecting him to move around if he knows best. Like an old man once told me, put your address in the GPS and do what's best. Go take care of your business, man, because Dallas ain't going to pay you shit. Now, Jared, shit.
Nah, he gonna slow roll. If he do, he gonna slow roll him, but I don't think it's a good investment.
Jared gonna franchise tag you and say your family can come over and watch the old Cowboys play every Sunday or Monday or Thursday. You get free AT&T service. That's a cold one.
Good week right there, boy.
Hoodwink. But man, we're gonna keep this thing going, man. We're gonna keep this thing flowing. To all of the new fans, we appreciate you watching, and all the old fans that's been around, we appreciate you for sticking around with us. My name is Mike. This is my boy D-Rail, and you just got done chasing wins with Mike and D-Rail. Peace out.
Peace.